The rain poured heavily that evening. People rushed past with umbrellas and raincoats, desperate to escape the cold wind. But in the corner of an old street, under the broken shade of a tree, sat a little girl, soaked, hungry, and alone. Her name was Ada. She couldn't have been more than 10. Her school uniform was torn at the hem, her shoes had long given up their purpose, and in her small trembling hands was a plastic bag filled with groundnuts she couldn't sell that day. Each drop of rain felt like a reminder of how unfair life had been. As she hugged her knees and watched cars splash through puddles, her stomach growled softly. She hadn't eaten since morning. But what hurt most wasn't the hunger, it was the silence. No one looked at her. No one cared. Until one woman stopped. The woman's name was Mrs. Teo, a young teacher in her 30s. She had been walking home from school, holding her umbrella close, when she noticed the small figure by the roadside. Something inside her made her pause. Maybe it was the way the girl's eyes looked, tired, yet still hopeful. "Hey there," she said softly, kneeling beside Ada. "Why are you sitting here in the rain?" Ada hesitated, unsure if it was safe to speak. I didn't sell my groundnuts. I can't go home until I do." The teacher looked into the small bag, half full and soaked. She sighed, pulled out her wallet, and said, "How much is everything?" Ada blinked. "Everything?" "Yes, all of it," Mrs. Teo smiled. "I'll buy them all." Ada's lips trembled. "But, it's too much, Ma." "It's not," the teacher replied gently. "Now come, let's get you something warm to eat." She took the girl to a nearby stall, bought her a plate of rice, and waited as Ada ate slowly, tears mixing with raindrops on her cheeks. When they finished, she gave her an umbrella and some money for transport. Ada wanted to say thank you, but the words caught in her throat. She could only wave as the woman disappeared into the misty rain. Years later. Time passed. Seasons changed. Ada never saw Mrs. Teo again, but she never forgot her either. That night changed something inside her, a spark she didn't know she had. She studied harder, even when it meant reading under streetlights. She sold more groundnuts, saved her coins, and finished school with the best results in her class. People started to notice her determination. A local organization sponsored her education, and eventually, Ada earned a scholarship to study at the university. Through every challenge, she remembered one thing: someone once believed in her. 10 years later, the Grand Hall of Bright Future Academy was filled with applause. Ada, now a young woman in her 20s, walked confidently to the podium. Her voice was steady but emotional as she gave her graduation speech. "I wasn't born into wealth," she said, smiling through tears. "There was a time I sold groundnuts on the streets. One rainy day, a stranger bought everything I had, not because she needed it, but because she cared. That kindness changed me. It showed me that light still exists, even in the darkest corners." As the crowd stood to clap, Ada noticed someone in the front row, a familiar face. The same gentle eyes, though a little older now. It was Mrs. Teo. Their eyes met. Time seemed to stop. The woman smiled, tears glistening as Ada bowed slightly in gratitude. No words were needed. The message was clear. That night, as Ada looked up at the stars, she whispered to herself. Kindness doesn't end with the act. It lives on, growing in the hearts it touches. And sometimes, the smallest gesture, a plate of food, a few kind words, an umbrella in the rain, can rewrite a destiny forever. Sparkle's moral of the story: never underestimate the power of a simple act of kindness. You may forget it tomorrow, but someone else may remember it for a lifetime. A story from Voice Within. Please like, comment and subscribe, and watch out for more uplifting stories.